So about 75,471 traders have been liquidated in the past 24 hours, with $216 million that has been completely wiped out. Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit down. I am under the weather right now, but still did not want to miss an update. So, thanks for understanding. If we're looking across the board right now, as far as, the 24-hour time frame is concerned, we're seeing some coins still in green. At the same time, majority of the market is also, in the red. Got some interesting things going on right now within the markets. Tomorrow, which of course is today actually, next few hours, very, very important because of course, as I discussed in my last update, Fed Chair Powell will speak at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Jackson Hole economic, event that's taken place. So will he talk about a potential rate cut? Obviously, that is what people want to see. People want to see if he's going to mention anything about the inflation and kind of, going back with the July meeting minutes that have come out and, that got everyone talking. So a lot of things that are being discussed right now, a lot of anticipation, but do expect some volatility going into this meeting itself. If we hear maybe a potential rate cut announcement, if he actually comes out and says that, it's better than, what people are kind of, summarizing, then I think the market is actually going to react in a positive way, in my personal opinion, of course. But looking at the price of XRP as of Friday, $2.86, down about 1.2% in USD, down 1% in Bitcoin comparative valuation, sitting at $170 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $4.6 billion as of now. But take a look at this. BlackRock is now the largest known Bitcoin custodian, surpassing exchanges like CryptoQuant. And I know this goes against what Satoshi wanted to do. Obviously, you don't really want one big entity to take massive amounts of control, but it has come to that point. People are starting to understand, the potential of this digital asset and, how it is a hedge against inflation and the scarcity behind it. Hence, you're seeing major amounts of institutional interest, government interest across the globe. And obviously, the demand is actually outweighing the supply. And BlackRock's main goal is to, acquire as much Bitcoin as possible because, of course, the more Bitcoin they have, the more control in a way they have. Which, of course, I know does not sit well with a lot of people, but, we got to understand where the big money is going right now. But take a look at this. Shout out to Smoke, of course. Yes, Ripple could still acquire Circle. So don't hesitantly conclude that Circle's M&A prospects are, just completely out of the blue. Potential synergies with Coinbase or Ripple are real, but the deals failed primarily over the pricing. Price discovery in the public market could help narrow this gap and reignite negotiation. So Circle's listing on the New York Stock Exchange gives it a visibility, but the numbers show strain. Distribution cost account for 60% revenue. Margins remain pretty tight and earning swings with interest rates. So with quarterly filings now public, investors and competitors will have a clear view of Circle's position. This transparency could set the stage for Ripple to re-enter negotiations. We'll see what happens. Obviously, these are some rumors that were flying around just not too long ago, and Circle has come out and stated that, they're not obviously in negotiations with it, but, this is a very interesting take. Of course, they're not just going to sell if the price does not make sense, but do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. And if you understand, if Ripple were to acquire Circle, you understand in terms of a stablecoin aspect, RLUSD could really shine on another level at that point, because of course, in a way, they're buying their competitors. So of course, this is where, the excitement part really comes into play. But again, do let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this overall situation. But on that note, SEC faces an October 18th, 2025 deadline to decide on Grayscale's XRP trust conversion to spot XRP, ETF, with Bloomberg analysts citing 95%, approval odds. And I'm personally projecting that, we will see in the month of October, because of course, a lot of these filings deadline for the SEC is coming up in October, and I think that would be a time where they finally approve it. And in terms of a timing aspect, I think it's perfect. We'll potentially see a rate cut. Obviously, people want to see whether or not we're going to see a rate cut or not. But, in terms of a probability, it's still at 75.3% that we do see that rate cut happening. This number might actually decrease or increase after the meeting itself. So that is something I want you guys to be aware of. That's why the next few hours are very important. If you're looking at the dominance here, still ranging within this level, 59.34% for the dominance as of recording this update. If you're looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin did see a little bit of a bounce. You can see this for yourself. We're currently sitting at $113,000, but again, not out of the picture just yet in terms of, getting excited. We need to be above 115, like at least 115K, and that's obviously not the case right now. So pretty much I am still, realistically, looking at the price, and you always need to be looking at Bitcoin or XRP or any other coin charts from a realistic standpoint. And as of now, a potential break below 112 is still on the table for myself, obviously, unless we make our way back above 115K range. But if you're looking at XRP right now, still ranging around pretty much where it was yesterday. Again, like I said, the dominance is really helping XRP right now. You don't really want to be forgetting this, because of course, if the dominance was still at the levels where it was at the beginning of August, I think we would have already retested the $2.73 range, which itself is about a move of about 4.34%. So it's not too far off, but this is something I want you guys to keep in mind. But we'll keep you guys covered, of course. Do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.